It's Thursday, October 25th, 2007, and you're watching The Ointment. I'm Steve Tatham, and I put the ointment in disappointment. Today is the National Young Woman's Day of Action, and I know this is a feminist occasion because I looked it up. But let me tell you something, ladies. I hope it's okay if I call you ladies. You're not doing yourselves any favors with the name National Young Woman's Day of Action. Unless, of course, your secret plan is to drive people to your website that would not normally be cruising for feminist outlets. And with the name National Young Women's Day of Action, you'll get them. Believe me. How do you think I found out about it? Our top story, the fires in Southern California here continue to rage. However, the weather is cooperating a bit more today, so conditions have improved. An interesting side note on the fires. Over there on Fox News, there's a correspondent by the name of Adam Housley, and he put forth a thesis that the fires were started by Al-Qaeda. And you know what else Al-Qaeda does? They control the wind. Secretary of Homeland Security Michael Chertoff gave a press conference yesterday trying to reassure the public that the federal government's emergency response to the fire disaster in California is going to be better than the response to Katrina. In fact, what Chertoff said is that next week, the federal government will install thousands of taxpayer-financed trailers that no one will ever occupy. That's fast. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice said yesterday that the biggest threat to U.S. security is the nation of Iran. And here, all this time, I thought the biggest threat to U.S. security was Condoleezza Rice. Speaking of security, there's a new report out that indicates that every man, woman, and child in this great nation of ours has spent $8,000 fighting the war in Iraq. At the Tatham household, we have 4 people. That's $32K. For $32K, we could have had this Mercedes, but we're much happier knowing that for our $32,000 of hard-earned cash, we have darkened the savage streets of Baghdad with infidels' blood. Speaking of taxpayer money, the Cato Institute has done a study to find out who the biggest spenders were of all recent presidents. And the winner, the biggest spender in the last 4 decades, George W. Bush, who has increased his spending more than 5% a year. But look at all he has to show for it. And finally, in entertainment news, First Lady Laura Bush entertained 2 contestants from Project Runway, Baghdad Edition. That's The Ointment for another day. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Steve Tatham, and that's news. Catch you tomorrow, everybody.